All right, I think folks are still trickling in, so we'll just try to get started. So, hi, my name is Farhaz Karmali. I'm the product director for the platform ecosystem team. I know it's tough to focus with 2 nights in Vegas, so I promise to keep things light, and hopefully we can, get going from here. All right, so today we're going to go on a whirlwind tour of the Google Workspace platform. We'll cover everything from the current landscape of the exciting world of Gen AI, see how others are building amazing things, and learn how you can get started too. So let's jump right in. Our mission at Workspace is to meaningfully connect people so you can create, build, and grow together. And with that mission, Workspace has become the world's most popular productivity tool with over 3 billion users and 10 million paying customers. To put that in perspective, the last FIFA World Cup had 1.5 billion users. You need 2 of them back to back to get to the scale. So it's massive. And then these customers range from small businesses to some of the largest corporations in the world. And what's even more exciting is all of you, partners, developers, ISVs, have built integrations onto our platform that has now powered over 6 billion installs. So, developers love our platform, but it's not just because of the massive reach. The way we built the platform really matters, especially in the age of Gen AI. So Workspace was born in the cloud, meaning we operate on a zero-trust boundary. So you don't have to worry about security updates, client-side patches. Everything just works. It's always up to date and secure out of the box. And because of this, it's more reliable than your morning alarm clock on a Monday. All right. So with that context, let's dive into what we mean when we say Workspace platform. The way we think about our platform is at the bottom, you have that secure, trusted layer that we just talked about. Then on top, you have a variety of ways to build solutions for your customers. So from no-code with AppSheet and low-code with AppScript. Then on top, we have our integrations layer. And the way you think about this is in 2 key pillars. The first one is being human in the loop, which is a set of capabilities that allow you to augment one of the Workspace applications with your integrations, right in context, so you don't have to context hop. The second is extensibility via APIs. So if you have your own line of business apps that you want to extend, you can leverage our APIs that power our world-class infra and leverage whatever you need to get things going. Then you package them up and publish them onto our marketplace so users can get these integrations in a secure and discoverable manner. All right, let's dive into how you can build today. So we have 3 ways to get started. First is for no-code development. We have AppSheet, which is our no-code tool that lets you build apps by just dragging and dropping. You can even use Gemini to build an app today. It's kind of like playing slots. You just have to pull, and everything will just work, and you'll win. The second is AppScript for low-code development. AppScript is our cloud-based JavaScript tool that is super well integrated across Workspace. You can quickly build add-ons, chat apps, and automate workflows across Workspace using the built-in libraries and runtime already available. You don't even need a GCP environment. It just works out of the box. It's kind of like a skilled blackjack dealer that always has a trick up its sleeve. That's AppScript for you. Finally, you have your own APIs. So you can use these to extend your line of business applications to power mini scenarios on top of our world-class infra. And then as you go up the stack, our key part of our integrations is that human-in-the-loop layer. So when you're working in sales or marketing or customer service, you often have to jump across several apps to get stuff done. So raise your hand if you jump through many apps to get stuff done. Yeah, everyone. Okay. So with this human-in-the-loop layer, we want to make it super simple to augment the Workspace apps with your applications. And this becomes even more critical in the world of Gen AI. So let's cover some of these capabilities, starting with smart chips. So smart chips are really exciting because they allow users to natively create and reference data from another system or record using the app menu. The key point here is your data remains your data. So right from docs, users can create a task in Jira, and all users in that document can see a preview of what that task is all about, directly referenced from that system or record. That is massive because you don't need to switch context anymore. And partners like Zoho are taking advantage of this today. Next, we have our add-ons. These allow you to build integrations that augment the Workspace applications with your apps. So users can get things done right in context without needing to leave. And partners like Fulgo leverage add-ons to create an add-on in Drive. It allows you to bulk organize content, update permissions, and much more. Finally, we have chat apps that allow you to handle async workflows at the speed of chat. Because I like smart chips so much, here's a quick overview of Atlassian and Lucid building smart chip integration. So Jira is building an integration that'll allow you to create Jira issues directly from Google Docs. So you can imagine, right, you can be in a document, you can be writing a project tracker, tracking where things are going on, and right from there, you can see how that form comes up when I mention the app menu, and from there, I can fill in the information that I need, fill in whatever I want, and then once I hit go, it'll create that task directly onto Jira. That's incredibly powerful because you don't have to context hop anymore. Lucid is also building both the Smart Chip add-on with unfurling and the app menu app creation that you're seeing over here. And soon, you'll be able to paste Lucid URLs into a Google Doc and be able to preview that document directly in the document. Also, with the app menu, you can create the chart diagrams or boards through the app menu as well. Both these partners will be launching their integrations the second half of the year. All right, now let's move on to Meet. So Meet add-ons have two ways to integrate. The first is what we call focus mode, where your app is the center focal point of the meeting. And here, you can see Figma taking advantage of this capability to serve content directly in the center of the stage. This is typically best used where your content is the center of focus. So think of it something like brainstorming or planning. You want that content to be the primary focus. The second is what we call augment. This is where your app is in the sidebar. And you can see our partner Reed, who's augmenting this meeting with their add-on. Now, let's move on to chat apps. So, when building for chat, there are so many ways workflows can improve the experiences for our users. My favorite is async workflows. Being able to kick off an approval right from chat is game-changing. There are dozens of examples to streamline workflows. I can talk all day, but I'm just going to give you a few to get started. So, the first one is imagine automating support with inline ticket creation. So right from chat, you can create a ticket, keep everyone in the loop with your team, reduce the context hop, everyone's always aligned with what's going on, and it keeps people in the loop. The second one is accelerating workflows like approvals. Like the best use thing that happened was being able to kick off an approval for a time off, and you can just like the message, and that's enough for you to say, great, I'm gonna go on my beach vacation. All right, the third one is build team culture. So my team will tell you that my Giphy game is strong. And I use that heavily because even though it's cheesy, it helps build culture in a remote environment. And of course, collaboration across platforms. So we support interoperability so you can use this across many different platforms today. So to make chat apps more engaging, we spent a ton of time creating a UI toolkit to provide app builders with a range of components to build rich applications. And to make it even easier, we've launched a card builder tool, which allows you to test out variances of the layout, how you see it fit, to present the right information you need to get stuff done. So you can make your chat app look and feel exactly how you want, and there's a lot more to come in this space, and you should get started. Next, we're enabling you to create conversational agents via Dialogflow. So for quick context, Dialogflow is a service that allows developers to build virtual agents. You can specify the types of conversations, the branches you want to get done, and right from there, with a few clicks, you can deploy it straight to Google Chat. That's really, really powerful because you can think about many support cases where this can be really, really powerful. So you can deploy it with just a few clicks and get going. Now, let's talk about that rich API layer to power your business applications. So we're excited to launch 4 new APIs today. Let's start with chat. Our REST APIs let you create chat spaces, manage users, and send messages and much more. But the real magic of this lies in chat events, where you subscribe to real-time notifications. So you can instantly react to user activity. Just imagine building a chatbot where you can respond to things like keywords or automating routine tasks. It's all doable today with this API. Now let's talk about Meet. Meet APIs provide similar power. Our REST API is your foundation to creating meetings, getting details, and pre-configuring everything you need. But the Meet Events API takes it even further. You can subscribe to getting notified about important meeting milestones, in-meeting changes, think things like attendance tracking, or post-meeting analysis, or launching meetings from other applications. All this is possible today, because these are in GA. Finally, those aren't the only APIs we have. We have a lot of them. So for a comprehensive list of APIs across Workspace, you should go to the Workspace API Explorer. You can try them out, find a use case available for you, and get going. So now that you've built an app or your add-on, you need to get it out to your users. So you remember that 6 billion install number I talked about? So our Google Workspace Marketplace enables that for you. So you can publish your app in the central repository, and your users can find and install the apps in a secure and discoverable manner. Now, once you do that, we're also going to be working on providing additional in-product discovery channels so you can drive more usage and integrations for your applications. And we've been working with several ISV partners to bring new integrations on our platform across big and small ISVs. And it's been so exciting to see the growth of the ecosystem with so many amazing partners, so thank you so much for building. And one of the partners I want to highlight that's seeing a lot of success is Miro. They've built a lot of integrations across Meet, Docs, Calendar, and more. And the one thing they highlighted was being able to integrate add-ons directly into Workspace drove the whole human-in-the-loop conversation to the next level. And their add-on actually grew from 1 million to 5 million plus users with the integrations. So it's massive success they're already seeing. Okay, so what about Gen AI? What's the story? What are we doing with this space? So you remember that diagram I walked you through earlier? Yeah, if you were paying attention. I know it's 2 nights in Vegas, so okay. So now with Gen AI, we're seeing a massive opportunity to reinvent the way things get done. So especially across line of businesses such as sales, marketing, customer service, ITSM, and more, to help users and partners unlock that value, we're adding 2 new capabilities. First, we're infusing Vertex AI directly into Workspace, which means you can use the power of Gen AI to power workflows natively from Workspace. And second, we're launching Gemini extensions, which will allow Gemini to access third-party providers natively to power all of your workflows. So let's talk about that first one, Vertex AI. This is so much information, I can literally spend hours talking about it, but I won't. I'll give you just the TLDR. So Vertex AI has a massive feature set that streamlines and simplifies the machine learning workflow. It's an out-of-box, unified platform that gives customers a single place for predictive and generative AI workflows. So they have capabilities like Agent Builder, Model Builder, and much more. And you can use the service independently or like a modular API. So you can mix and match across open source models, the ones that are available, and third-party services as well. To make it more practical for you and what you should take away with is first, Vertex has a collection of over 130 plus models that are available out of the box. Now, you can choose or modify any of these models as you see fit, but the use cases these models provide vary. It's from document classification to sentiment analysis and many more use cases. The second thing to take away is Vertex has the latest Gemini model as an API. So you can use it to prompt your way to amazing scenarios, like taking all the support tickets you have and summarizing them to find out what you need for this customer. Third, once you set up what you need from Vertex, you write an add-on using AppScript that can call that Vertex function. So once you do that, you can drive this amazing human-in-the-loop workflows. And to make it more real, I want to talk about one of our customers, Nubank. So Nubank is one of Latin America's largest financial institutions. They've built a Vertex AI-powered add-on to help manage their ticketing process. Many of their employees use Jira to track all their tickets today. And in the past, they had to read through each one, understand what was going on to help respond to support tickets. But now, teams can summarize all those tickets with one click with their Vertex-powered add-on in Docs and in chat. So Nubank was actually able to go from prototype to production in just 4 weeks. And Tiago over here, who is the mastermind behind this, is pretty awesome. So what makes this even more awesome is it's natively integrated into the tools their users already know and love, right? So what's awesome is Tiago is now even being bothered with more reach outs because the scenario is already being built out. There are many more Gen AI use cases that are happening that they can go build today. Another customer I want to talk about is Airbus. They're a global aerospace manufacturer. They're probably built the planes that you flew out here today with. So Airbus built an add-on to help process engineers create technical documentation for the manufacturing process. This integration lets them create these documents more quickly. And it's based on a range of technical data and evaluate errors right from docs. These documents are often used across many personas and are needed in many multiple languages. So their add-on supports also readability analysis to ensure that folks can build airplanes with concise guidance and do what they need to do. Along with this, because of their global footprint, they also provide language translation out of the box. This is just one of a number of AI-powered workspace add-ons they're building, and they've been experimenting with this right away. Now, what's important is they are experimenting and piloting, no pun intended, but anyways, across a number of processes and services. All right, now let's talk about the new capability we added, the human-in-the-loop layer for Gemini extensions for Workspace. As we announced last fall, we are partnering with Salesforce as Gemini's launch partner for Workspace extensions. Together, we've been working hard to turn this vision into reality, and I'm excited to share some updates with you all today. One of the most common problems we learned from customers was that CRM activities and collaboration activities were inherently separate. And because of that separation, it drastically affected sales productivity. So with Gemini and Salesforce, we want to help you boost your sales productivity and let Gemini handle the busy work, which lets you focus on building stronger relationships with the customers, and throughout your sales cycles, we'll be there to support you. To give you a quick look at what that looks like, let's start in Gmail. So from this email, Gemini will give you key insights and sales context to help you get insights to what's going on about that email. It wears a sales hat to help you analyze what's going on. Next, it will let you streamline workflows with just one click. So you see that button over there that says keep Salesforce in sync? All you have to do is press that, and automatically it'll build a trigger for Cody, and every time Cody sends an email, notes, files, chats, it'll automatically sync them to your Salesforce. So you don't have to worry about logging that, it just lets you focus on the client. Then, of course, you can also be in the email and create replies right from context. So because it knew about the opportunity, you can come up with a personalized reply directly for you. So we think this is really, really powerful. But to take it a step further, we're going to infuse Salesforce records as grounded context directly into our Workspace applications. So you can use that Salesforce opportunity to create artifacts such as docs, slides, sheets, and more. Also, if you haven't heard, we also announced that Take Notes from Me feature. We're going to extend that as well to Salesforce. So you can take notes, apply the sales context, and immediately drop it directly into Salesforce. So really exciting to kind of have that integrated together. Now, we're also excited to launch our second partner for Gemini extensions, which is HubSpot. So today, marketers are challenged to keep up with multiple channels, and sales reps are under a lot of pressure to grow their pipeline. They shouldn't have to juggle multiple siloed tools also. So they needed integrated solutions that make the work simpler and help them move fast and execute. The HubSpot extension for Gemini, for Workspace, can help you streamline these tasks for marketers and help close those deals faster for salespeople. We think this integration will be really powerful for sales reps and marketers, so we're really excited about what's to come over here. All right, now I want to switch gears and talk about an amazing customer story of how Vertex AI and Workspace come together. So, Bristol Myers Squibb, they're a leading global biopharmaceutical company. They're a leader in many areas, such as oncology, immunology, cardiovascular disease, and infectious diseases. Their mission is to discover, develop, and deliver medicines, and that help patients overcome serious diseases, and to help their clinical and scientific teams focus more on that time for that mission. They took a bet on Google Workspace and Vertex AI. So let's take a look at how they did this today. One of the most critical things to get those medicines out are clinical trials. They're critical for testing safety and the efficacy of those drugs and treatments. But the current drug development cycle is unfortunately filled with lots of paperwork, lengthy clinical trials. These are important, but it creates a huge bottleneck that takes away time from those highly skilled specialists. And it makes them focus on paperwork rather than those scientific discoveries that solve people's lives. So BMS is partnering with Google Cloud and Google Workspace to find a way to speed up those administrative tasks to process these trials. They identified over 80+ processes that they want to automate. And one of the most important legal and regulatory steps to a clinical trial is creating an informed consent form. This is basically allowing the patients to participate in a trial to move ahead the process. And what it does, it summarizes the purpose of the trial, provides details on the drug, potential risk, any interactions, and much more. And these documents need to be simple enough for the average trial participant to understand what's going on, not just the PhD scientists that actually built this tool. So writing these documents requires clinical and scientific terms to gather information from a drug study protocol. This is a really technical document. It has over 300+ pages that define what needs to happen. So what they've done is they've also tackled this to translate to multiple local languages as well, so they can go after this with Google Workspace. So BMS partnered with Google Cloud to develop a pilot solution to use generative AI to help save significant time creating those ICFs. Remember, that's only one process out of 80+ that they're already going to pilot. Now, it used to take weeks, but now it takes minutes. So in just a few minutes, I'll show you how this comes together. But the solution uses Vertex AI's powerful Gen AI toolset connected with Google Workspace's human-in-the-loop layer that we talked about to go make these amazing experiences. Let's show you how this works. So the user over here launches the add-on directly from Drive. And from Drive, you can see that it's going ahead and launch the add-on, and you can see several different types that are available. Once I click on this, it will go ahead and let me pick the protocol. So from here, I can pick the protocols that have been predefined. Remember, these are 300-page long documents. And I can pick the ones I want, and right from here, I can upload that information. Or if it's not there, I can go ahead and find something on my own drive and upload a new protocol. Once I go ahead and do that, it'll actually generate this document. This is super powerful because it took away weeks of work and draft creation into just a few seconds to create that document for you. So now those reps over there can actually go ahead and go through this right away. And what's awesome about this is it's tailored to the patient involved in the trial. So what they can do is now they have an add-on that can adjust the readability, because comprehension is very important to making sure that these folks can actually participate in the trial. So you can highlight information right from the document, regenerate the different readability levels, and see what's happening and make sure people understand what they're signing up for. So we covered a lot, so thank you for staying with me. There's been a lot that we've covered today, and hopefully you're all pumped to go out to build some awesome integrations. I can't wait to see what all of you go do to go solve the biggest challenges for your customers. And to make it a bit more actionable for you, I want to share a few resources to help you continue on this learning journey. So to get started, I'd encourage you to join the Developer Preview program. This way you can get early access to whatever we're working on. It's an easy way for you to contribute, give us feedback. And Google Workspace is also now part of the Cloud Innovators program. So you can join this program, select Workspace as an interest area, and we'll keep notifying you with updates to keep you what's going on. Also, we have a YouTube channel where you can watch a lot of how-tos of how things happen, different tools, different tips and tricks. So we have a large community that's going to go push content over there as well. So here's a quick link again for that Developer Preview program. I take a picture of this so you can get in onboarded, and then have your voice count. Then you want to put it back up. Did I go too quick? Yeah? Okay, cool. All right. Then if you have questions, scan this code from our experts, and you can reach out to get started. And then finally, your feedback is really appreciated, right? So there's going to be in the app, you can fill out feedback for this session, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. So what's next? This is not over. There's going to be a lot more. This was a 100-level talk. So what I want you to do is check out more Workspace sessions that are happening later this week. There's a bunch listed here specifically for how to go build things in chat, building AI solutions with Vertex, AppScript, and much more. Also, we're going to be in the booth and the Innovators Hive down in the Expo Hall. So thanks again for joining me today. Enjoy the rest of your time here at Cloud Next, and go build some awesome stuff.